struggle immensely with being criticized or challenged? Do you feel intense anger when your authority is questioned or when you're overlooked? Perhaps you know someone who has an inflated sense of self, struggles with arrogance, and flies into a temper when their honor or pride is hurt. Is your anger tied deeply to the need for respect, recognition, or controlling the narrative? If this type of proud, commanding anger resonates with you, then your Vedic chart may point to an afflicted sun. And understanding its demands is key to true leadership. So, welcome back to our series, Healing the Inner Fire. We explored the explosive Mars and the moody moon. Today, we confront the most majestic source of anger. It's the sun. We're talking about the king's rage, the anger born from a wounded ego, a challenged authority, and a deep need for recognition and respect. So let's talk about the planetary culprit and its role, which is sun. He's the ruler of the ego. In Vedic astrology, the sun, also known as Surya, it's the soul. It's the core of our being. And also, it's the planet of ego, authority, vitality, self-esteem, and leadership. So a strong, healthy sun gives great confidence, honor, and the ability to inspire others. However, when the sun is afflicted, meaning it's weak or eclipsed by Rahu or Ketu or badly placed, it manifests as an unhealthy ego. This leads to arrogance, authoritarian tendencies, extreme sensitivity to criticism, a need to dominate, and a kind of fierce anger that flares up whenever one's status or authority is threatened. This anger is often proud and resentful, aimed at anyone who dares to challenge this person's self-proclaimed throne. Let's illuminate the placements where the sun's rage is most prominent. Let's talk about sun afflicted in the first house, which is your ascendant. This directly ties the ego to the personality. The person's entire identity is wrapped up in being dominant and recognized. Anger here is immediate and public, stemming from any perceived slight to their character or appearance. It makes one extremely sensitive to judgment. Let's talk about sun in the sixth house, one of the Dushtana homes. The sixth house rules conflict, competition, and debt. Sun here can create an individual who's highly competitive and aggressive in disputes. The ego demands victory, and anger is triggered by losing authority or failing to dominate a situation or even a rival. Now, this can manifest as arrogance in the workplace. Now, let's talk about the next placement, sun in the eighth house. The eighth house relates to hidden matters and sudden transformation. Sun here can lead to a deeply insecure ego that tries to assert control over others through indirect or even manipulative means. Anger is often internalized as bitter resentment or explodes when one's hidden power or secrets are exposed. Now, next is sun in debilitation, which means Libra. It's an enemy sign too. When the sun is weak, the ego compensates by becoming overly assertive or dramatically defensive. When sun is in Libra, your anger rises from a lack of true inner confidence. It forces the person to aggressively seek external validation and authority. Now let's look at some of the conjunctions where sun is sitting with another planet. Let's talk about Sun-Rahu conjunction, also known as Grahan Yoga. This is highly potent. Rahu obsesses over the sun's qualities, creating an inflated, arrogant, and often illusory ego. And the anger is fueled by a desperate need for fame and recognition, often leading to authority clashes with figures of power. The ego feels entitled, and becomes enraged when life doesn't align with its grandiose vision. Let's talk about Sun Ketu conjunction. This can cause the native to feel disconnected from their true self, leading to a confusing expression of ego. They may swing between extreme shyness and sudden authoritative outbursts. The anger is often deep-seated, stemming from a lack of clarity about their life purpose or identity. Now, if you tack on the houses where Sun is sitting and the same conjunctions, it gets worse. Now, let's talk about when this manifests. So, ego-driven anger is often activated when the Sun's themes, authority, recognition, or power, right? They come into focus. The most critical time is the Sun Mahadasha. It is a 6-year period, major period, or sometimes the Sun Antardasha. If the Sun is afflicted, these periods can bring intense focus on ego battles, conflicts with authority figures, such as bosses, fathers, government, and also a heightened sensitivity to disrespect. The native may aggressively seek leadership or recognition, leading to frustration and anger when it's denied. Also, challenging transits of Saturn or Rahu over the natal Sun can create enormous pressure on the ego. It can cause a person to feel undervalued, restricted, or criticized. It can make them quick to fly into a defensive, royal rage. Sun is royal. Now let's talk about some of the long-term solutions for it, some remedies. To heal an afflicted Sun, the goal is to move from an ego of dominance to an ego of selfless service and true authority derived from character, not position. You might want to read or listen to that sentence over. Now let's talk about another way. Performing sun salutations daily at sunrise is the most powerful physical and spiritual remedy for the Sun. It boosts your vitality and humility while honoring the source of the light. If you resonate with mantra therapies, you can recite Surya mantras. Om Rim Sum Surya Namaha. You can also chant the Aditya Hridaya Stotram if you can chant with the mantras. Doing sun salutations, building your character, would really help you in neutralizing your ego. Let's talk about embracing humility. You actively seek feedback and practice true listening without immediately defending yourself. Humility is the antidote to the Sun's arrogance. Spend time with elderly people or your father, because the Sun represents the father, and treat them with the utmost respect, regardless of your personal feelings. It's going to teach you humility. You can also make some dietary adjustments. The Sun represents heat and clarity. Ensure you're getting enough vitamin D and consuming fresh, well-cooked meals. Avoid extremes in your eating habits. You can maintain the highest ethical standards in all your dealings. That is going to help because Sun's integrity is its greatest strength. Your integrity is your greatest strength when it comes to Sun. The arrogant or the fragile ego that is caused by a challenging Sun placement is your soul's contract to learn true, authentic authority. The lesson here is to realize that genuine leadership comes not from demanding respect, but from earning it through integrity, through character, and selfless action. This immense solar energy, when purified, it grants you incredible willpower, brilliance, and the ability to inspire humanity. Your soul is guiding you to transform the selfish king into the wise ruler. You're here to understand that the true light of the soul shines brightest when the ego steps aside. So, here are your assignments to begin purifying your solar energy right now. First, I want to know, tell me in the comments, what is one act of humility you will perform today? Such as sincerely complimenting a rival, or admitting a mistake? And what is the boundary statement that you will use to protect your time for self-reflection and integrity? Second, let's turn this knowledge into action. Do one good deed of the day today for someone less fortunate. That is also going to help your sun. Like I said, selfless service. Channel that difficult ego energy into selfless seva, also known as service, to cultivate true leadership. And finally, share this video with as many people as you can who are struggling with authority issues, arrogance, or anger due to heart pride. This message is critical for soul evolution. The more you share, the more you make your own chart better. Knowledge is meant to be shared, and that's what I am doing for you. Now, join us next time for video number 4 in this series, where we will dive into the secretive and obsessive anger that's caused by the shadow planet Rahu. We'll be discussing the rage, okay, that comes from frustrated ambition, deep obsession, and erratic volatility. A much more complex challenge than the ego of the sun. Hit the notification bell right now so you don't miss it. Of course, if you'd like to connect with us, with me, you can go ahead and hit the link in the About section for a consultation. We can deep dive into your own personal chart. Again, thank you for watching, and thank yourself for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and go ahead and hit the subscribe and the notification bell, the bell icon for future notifications. Thank you again for watching, and that's it for today.